Welcome back into CBS Sports HQ. We're about to do some bold predictions for Week 7, and Pete asked to look back at his Week 6 bold predictions and see how they did. They didn't do well, Chris. He missed every single one of them.
Micah Parsons to get 3 sacks, and he didn't get a single one.
It was bold. Here's Leger, who didn't do much better. He did have a partial hit on one of them, but 2 other. Wait, so did they both take Micah Parsons to get 3 sacks?
Yeah, we did.
Hey, look, give him credit on Dowdell, though. He had a great game against the Cowboys.
What? Okay, but either way, they asked for us to put him up there, so they put him up there. Let's see if this week gets better. Pete, we'll start with you. You're looking at Rashee Rice making his return to the field after serving his 6-game suspension for violating the league's personal conduct policy. You have the Chiefs hosting the Raiders, big favorite there. What is your bold prediction for Rashee Rice?
By the way, it's called bold predictions, so you're going out on a limb. You're not supposed to.
Keith,
if you
don't
get
make
one
excuses.
Right, it's a miracle. I mean, that's the way it's supposed to be. If we were going to make a prediction,
supposed to be bold.
I'd say Rashee Rice is going to have 4 catches for a touchdown instead of the 7 for 85 and 2 touchdowns that I think he's going to get in my bold prediction. Look, he's coming off the suspended list. I don't know how, in football shape he is, but he's still going to be a part of this offense, and I think they're going to get him the football early and often. It's not like the Raiders are any good on pass defense, so I think this is going to be an opportunity for Rice to step right on in there. 7 catches, 85 yards, and 2 touchdowns. You get a new toy, you want to play with it, they're going to play with Rashee Rice this week.
Yeah, this is bold, Pete, because he's missed 6 weeks of football, and to your point, we don't know what type of in-game shape he's in, right? Will he be on a pitch count? That is the question mark. I mean, was on a tear the first couple of weeks of the season last year before he got hurt. They're definitely going to want to use his skill set more specifically in the middle of the field. Patrick Mahomes, to your point on our show yesterday, he's that guy he was 2 years ago. They're going to try to feed him early and often. The only thing is, win-wise, will he be able to stay and have his regular, amount of snaps that he's accustomed to because he's missed 6 weeks of football?
Okay, fair. They're not good predictions. They're bold predictions.
Correct.
I see that. All right, Leger, let's go with you. Battle of the 2 of the top teams in the AFC. We have Colts at Chargers Sunday afternoon. You're looking at Indiana Jones. What is it called, like, in the movies, Indiana Jones? Is it like a mission? Is it like, what does he go on? An adventure?
Conquest, maybe?
Conquest?
I've never seen it, so
Of course you have. It's fine. I watched.
You've never seen Indiana Jones movie?
Apparently you can't see it on Paramount Plus, though. What is your bold prediction for Indiana Jones, if you will?
Yeah, man, I got Indiana Jones going for over 250 pass yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. So 3 total touchdowns. And while that's bold, this Chargers defense has only given up 250 pass yards to 1 quarterback this season. And that's Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the league. So Indiana Jones has done a really good job of being able to pass the football around, right? Everybody gets involved on this offense, whether it's Jonathan Taylor out of the backfield, Tyler Warren down the seam, Josh Downs one game, it's Michael Pittman the other game. He doesn't just hone in on one receiver. He passes the ball around. And his mobility has been big as well. He has 4 rushing touchdowns this year. So I like him to go over 250 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and then add another rushing touchdown.
So kind of like what he did last week. Because that's what he did last week. Didn't he throw 2 touchdowns?
Again, the Chargers have only given up 250 pass yards to 1 quarterback, Pete.
Not too bold. Not too bold.
It's
Don't
like an
see bold in that
average
prediction.
prediction.
No, Leger has turned bold predictions into, I want to get him right next week so I can put my record
you should
up
want to
there.
get him right.
Turn them in.
So, Pete, hold on. Pass, last week when he said 250 pass yards for Dylan Gabriel, I was like, that's not bold at all. Yes, it's his first start. But if you were to say he's going to throw for 300, that's bold. All of my bold predictions last week were Super Bowl. And now he's complaining when I say a guy has to get 3 total touchdowns in the game?
It's not bold. Not bold.
You're a hater.
Not bold.
It still didn't hit.
Pete, why don't you predict when
Okay.
Jesus is coming back?
Pete, let's go.
Correct.
Weren't we supposed to
Let me
have that a
talk to
couple?
him. I
I
got
think we
a
were supposed to
pipeline
have
right
that a
to
couple
him.
weeks ago. Pete, let's go with Tez Johnson, who did think that those MVP chants were for him last week and not Baker Mayfield. But you do have him having a big game here, a bold game, if you will, against the Lions on Monday night.
2 touchdowns for Tez Johnson. Look, anytime you see speed on that kind of surface against a banged-up secondary after what he did last week, they're going to get him the football. And they're still banged up at wide receiver, so he's going to be a part of it. I love this kid. I think he's going to be one of those inside slot receivers down the line that can really do damage to a defense. And that you can't teach speed. And on grass, he's fast. But when he goes into that place, he's going to be even faster. I love watching what he does. I think he's going to have a big game. I think Baker Mayfield knows he can trust him now. I think he's going to go for 2 touchdowns against the Lions.
I would say this isn't bold, but it actually is because Mike Evans looks like he will return. So I don't know if Tez has the same amount of snaps he had the week before. Now, Emeka Egbuka is still up in the air. We'll see if he's actually able to go. But to Pete's point, he has added that speed element to them. And the Detroit Lions are really struggling right now at the cornerback position. So this could come to fruition. Usually I would say this isn't bold because the Lions have struggled at the cornerback position the last couple of weeks. But with Mike Evans coming back, I agree this is pretty bold for Tez Johnson to get 2 touchdowns.
Even on 1 touchdown, it's plus 220. So for 2, I would agree it is bold. Leger, you're on the other side of this game. You're looking at Jared Goff.
Yeah, and Pete probably won't think this is bold. I got Jared Goff throwing for 300 yards and 4 passing touchdowns after struggling the week before versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, Sam Darnold's the only person that has done that versus the Bucs this year, throwing for over 300 yards and 4 passing touchdowns. I just think at home they right the ship. Yes, they still have issues at the quarterback position. So to Pete's point, this could be a shootout. Jared Goff is going to have to keep up with Baker Mayfield. So we've seen Jared Goff earlier this season versus Chicago Bears put up a 50-burger at home. The Detroit Lions just play significantly better at home on that turf. I like Jared Goff to right the ship this week, not only throw for 300 yards and 4 passing touchdowns, but to also knock off the Bucs.
If you had said 3 touchdowns, then I would have said not bold. 4, I'm going to give you the bold part of it because I do think those numbers are going to be pretty close. I think he's going to throw for the yardage number pretty easily, but the 4 touchdowns is bold. So I'll give you the capital B on that one, Leger.
Who do you guys have, Pete? You had your pick show. Who do you guys have winning this game? Or what was your pick?
I have the Lions winning. But the Bucs covering. That's the way I have it.
Leger, where do you feel in?
Same way.
Okay. All right. All right. I'll say my bold prediction is the Bucs win. How about that? Pete, let's go to Dolphins-Browns. Find a highlight for this very sad game.
Well, I'm taking a book out of Leger's playbook from last week. Rico Dowdle was his playbook against the bad run defense, and he hit it. So kudos to him. Well, I'm going against the terrible run defense in the Miami Dolphins. I'm going to Quinshon Judkins. I think he's going to go for 165 and 2 against the Dolphins defense. When you watch their defense on tape, there are so many cavernous holes for the runners to get through, and they don't tackle well. That leads to big plays. That's want to. That's desire. That's wanting to be a good defense, and it shows that right now they're not. I think the Browns are going to run them. They didn't run them enough last week. They threw the ball too much. I think this is a week where he runs the football and has a big game against a bad run defense.
Leger, one more for you. You're looking at a game with 2 teams, the 2 teams that have beaten the Philadelphia Eagles so far, Giants and Broncos. What is your bold prediction in this one?
Yeah, man, this one's sentimental for me. Demaryius Thomas is going to go in the Ring of Honor for the Denver Broncos. When Courtland Sutton was a rookie, he was there and he looked after him. I got Courtland Sutton, right, while they're honoring Demaryius Thomas to go for over 120 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. He hasn't done that yet this year. They're playing a Giants team that you talked about who got some juice on that Thursday night game against the Philadelphia Eagles. I feel like Bo Nix and everybody will be honored. Not only that, they're honoring that Super Bowl 50 team, right? It's been 10 years since they won the Super Bowl. There will be a lot of energy out there in Denver. I think Courtland Sutton goes off in the memory of Demaryius Thomas, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And see, this is why we're not giving Pete a follow on that, because you can't. We just got to let that one stand the way it is. Yeah. Pete and Leger, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good luck this week. Week 7 bold predictions. You can catch out Pete, Prisco, along with Haley Sutton of the HQ Game Recap Sundays at 8:20 Eastern.